I'm going to take you guys on a little journey back, way back. Well, let's start at the beginning. Of course, you know I'm a survivor. We'll start at the ghetto. I went there when I was about you guys' age, a little younger, probably 11 or 12. And when I got there, we stayed in a church. It's kind of odd that you think that it's a church, but it was abandoned. It was lonely, cold, and very sad, actually. When I was there was plenty of things that happened. Some things that hurt, and some things that were happy. Like, we got to do most of anything we wanted to, but there's also bombings, which weren't very good. It was about July when the first bomb happened. It cast a shadow over our town, or as you know, the ghetto. And basically, at first I saw it, and I yelled to my mother. I said, "Mom, there's something over there," and she told me to get down. But it didn't hit us. It flew right past us. It flew way over and over and over our heads. It just kept flying and flying, and then finally the ground shook. We turned to see the horrible sight, which it hit a churchyard, not our church that we lived in. It was a different church. And it was kind of a special church. It flew over the church and hit the graveyard. And the bodies flew out like a volcano erupting. And it was, I don't really have a word for it. That was horrible. I can't really say. Well, when this happened, I and my brother ran out of the church because we didn't want to listen to Mom, because she usually was wrong about things after Dad died. Because Dad died when we were taken to the ghetto. Dad was trying to protect us. At least that's what I thought. And then this guy took a hammer and it hit him too hard. And as this happened, ever since, it's been harder. And Mom always, it's like the nag mom, the one that she always says, go do this, go do that, be good, stay out of trouble, and we didn't like that. So, and that's when my brother died, because we made a wrong decision when the bombings were happening. We ran out, and it just happened so fast. The mom hit a car, and the car fell on my brother. I was knocked off and slammed against the building. Well, I'm going to move on because I don't want to say anything else about that. Well, let's go ahead, and I'm going to skip some things because it hurts. the ghetto, even nowadays, it seems like the worst place to be, which it is. People always fighting, people taking each other's clothes, people killing other people for food, because the ghetto used to be okay, it used to be better, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And then this train pulled up, and some cars came, and just men came out of nowhere, and told us that we're going somewhere better, that's safer, and that the other country is bombing us, and we need to get out. Which I always had a feeling that what they were saying wasn't true. But I listened. Since I left my mother behind, she stayed in the ghetto. That's as I know of. I'm not quite sure. But I went alone, scared. And as I got on the train, we left. It took a while. A few days, actually. Maybe even weeks. I'm not quite sure. All I remember was dark. Lots and lots of dark. And when we finally stopped, the door opened. Slowly, actually. Very slowly. We went out, and all I could see was sun. It looked like a bright, beautiful day until we walked in to the gates. That's when there was lots of pushing, shoving, and yelling. People yelling. And this man kicked me in the hind leg and told me to move, which I didn't listen. And he whipped me in the back. And I started crying because, I thought my mom was right. And I missed her. I wanted her to be with me right now, but it didn't happen. So I just listened to the guards from then. And that's when we ate. Right when we got there, we changed our clothes and we ate. And I was so happy to eat, since my brother used to steal my food all the time because he was hungry, but now he was gone. It hurt, but a small part of me was glad. And we were served not the finest meal, but it was food. Food's food. And it was mostly just bread. And I started seeing people who didn't eat it. No one was eating the bread. And I started wondering, I took a first bite, and it tasted horrible, but I ate it anyway. And then I started people eating, but it looked like they were disgusted with it. And I overheard this lady saying they put sawdust in it. And as I started eating it, I kind of realized they probably did, because it tasted so... I couldn't even explain it. It was disgusting. Then, as the days trailed on, everything just wasn't working too well. I decided that I'm going to survive, and I'm going to live. So from then on, every day I got up, got dressed for work, and I went out to do some labor. And every day I got to eat. But then that's when it started trailing off. I recognized that they gave us less and less food every day. And then it completely vanished. They didn't feed us at all. That's when I started wondering. Because I saw people dying. I saw people laying on the ground. And then I saw some of my family members that used to live out of the ghetto. And then I realized that all those people were Jews. I started thinking and thinking. I started thinking, hey, there's a pattern here. More and more Jews are dying every day, and that's us. And I started thinking why. But things didn't make sense. And then today, I realized that we did nothing wrong. Because I used to think it was our fault. Maybe we did something wrong. But it wasn't us. It was them. And my cousin said that me and her survived, and she said when we finally got out, she said, Jews have been dying ever since the Middle Ages. It's been like that. And it just now finally stopped. So today, I am here to teach a lesson of not forgetting, remembering, and restoring pieces that's been lost.